The Formation of Creation-Based Consciousness Abilities, an article written by J. Knight and edited by Jedi Reach, both members of P-Seeking Intelligence, PSI. The forming of all consciousness-based creative awakening abilities derives from the utilization of the creation energy in conjunction with the consciousness, which oscillates its radiations as purely creation energetic impulses according to the varying level of material impulses that has been collected from a given experience, including everything surrounding the thought-feeling world, respectively the psyche, the essences, respectively the material impulses that the creation energy form collects from the subconsciousness, concentrates into a more dense mass of creation awakening power, which is the main benefactor for the utilization of the material consciousness and the consciousness-related abilities. This means that certain keys or concentrations of data can be given back to the subconsciousness, which then filters the signals, then impulses the consciousness through the thoughts, which can include pictorial imagery, imaginations, mathematics, philosophy, or whatever material education is available, etc., in order to retrieve the essence from a given experience. The creation energy form is not a memory, but more so a pushing energy or a creative life awakening energy that creates the necessary factors for the material consciousness to utilize for its own purposes, including memory, which the material consciousness can utilize for higher evolution that promotes a higher creation energy consciousness or a spiritual consciousness, leading into higher creation energy we forms. Now, the memory that the material consciousness gets to experience is purely material and fine half-material swinging waves. The creation energy form is beyond all material memory because it exists in a higher space-time, purely fine creation energetic field that accumulates more swinging wave energetic mass from the experiences that the material consciousness produces as material impulses, which are refined in the subconsciousness. The information flowing through the seventh sense, or the intuitive cognitive innermost sense, is, after passing through other semi-material swinging wave layers, are eventually dissolved into the neural pathways of the human brain, effectively energizing the brain with the information that is registered in the human consciousness, separate from the brain, and utilized or understood through the experiences that the material consciousness has acquired. Infindung, on the other hand, is a highly spiritual, fine, sensitive feeling, though not a feeling in the sense of a thought feeling, rather a swinging wave radiation of creation energy nature that can pass through the seventh sense, namely through deep meditations and high or far-reaching consciousness-based thoughts and deep ruminations. The fine-tuned feeling perception then allows the human being to re-examine his or her consciousness and psyche. Naturally, through re-examining the psyche, also to be known as pure observation contemplation, helps the human being work in a better direction with the innermost self, which is directly aligned with the creational natural laws. As example, cause and effect, as the most basic one. The material impulses which directly influences the brain to stabilize memory and memory recall is specifically organized between the interactions of the unconscious, subconsciousness, and the conscious consciousness, along with other sublayers and sensory blocks. Through these layers of consciousness, the signals, respectively impulses, are formed, which are then sent to every neuron of the brain, which lastly refines these signals to send throughout the material human body. Because the conscious consciousness bears the ability to reflect on data, This means that its perception capabilities are set at a lower perceptual speed that matches its material formation from purely material experiences. As the consciousness becomes more aware of itself, namely the innermost self within, which is not limited to the consciousness, this then creates a better relationship with the subconsciousness and the other nodes or layers, including the creation energy consciousness or the so-called spiritual consciousness. The material subconsciousness, therefore, also is given purely fine immaterial impulses directly from the creation energy form, respectively from the innermost self, which, through the layers of the subconsciousness, filters through defragmentation, where it then sends the impulses for the consciousness to utilize and handle. Creation energetic impulses are distributed to several different nodes and evolutionary blocks of consciousness, which are affected to such an extent where the entire material universe changes its form to match the specific creation-based predetermining impulses through the course of time. The forming of consciousness-based creative awakening abilities are like gaseous, electromagnetic, highly charged gravitational fields, which are radiated as different blocks of space-time that are interconnected like a filigree or a web and are collected respectively, collapsing into new concentrations of creation energy, which again and again expand as an absolute building block or a higher, more powerful, neutral, positive power, creation energetic force, respectively, ultra-fine subsurface immaterial enlivening pulses, respectively, creation energy awakening impulses. All forms of material life must be pushed forward into a relative, perfected, concentrative, we-existing form. From this knowledge, the human being can gain tremendous creational power by logically and meditatively researching through pure observation contemplation of the relationship between the outer and innermost self, respectively, the outer and innermost creation energies of existence.